it's time to check out Project Cars with the Oculus Rift DK2. Now we're at Brands Hatch in England, and although the sun is out, it's still raining, which can only be regarded as incredible attention to detail by SMS, because they, being a British studio, fully understand the English weather. Now, immediately, the graphics are unbelievable, especially when you look at them in 3D. Now, everyone knows that Project Cars has fantastic graphics. The lighting, the weather effects and weather systems are amazing, if not some of the best at this point in time in any driving game, but probably in most games as a whole. I guess Unreal 4 is the only thing that really has it beaten in terms of raw graphical fidelity. This car model is incredible. The lighting, the way it's coming off my hands, the interior details of the cockpit, absolutely amazing. It feels like I can touch the roll cage of my aerial atom, or the sidebar. The raindrops are being shown on the side of the atom, which looks amazing as well. It's like I could lick it if I was thirsty and get some nice polluted water into my mouth. There's water drops on my in-game visor, sort of on the Oculus Rift screen. Absolutely incredible. Now, I've set the weather to transition through sunny to rain to storm back to sun, and well, it looks like a storm's coming in and the end of the world is about to approach. Absolutely amazing. And we're not even driving yet. Visually stunning, though. Now, a word of warning. Project Cars is still in development. SMS is still doing stuff to the game. I don't think it's due out. You can pre-order it, but I don't think it's due out for another good number of months. So keeping everything sort of reserved, as it's an in-process game at this point in time. I'm getting some frame rate issues at the moment, because what I wanted to do was load everything on sort of maximum settings and see what it looked like, even though my system's just a Core i5 2500K with a GTX 760, and as a result I'm running at about 30 frames. It seems about 30 frames, which 30 frames a second, which is not enough to record. Was not enough to actually use the DK2 properly with the game. It has to be at least 75 frames constant. Otherwise, you get a little bit of motion sickness and judder, and it's not comfortable. But visually, just to look at the visuals on these settings, absolutely phenomenal. I mean, the fidelity of the dashboard. My hands look like real hands in the game. They've done a really good job of the actual animations in game that line up. Now, normally when I'm sim racing with a monitor, oh, the sun's coming out again. Clouds are gone. It's a miracle. Normally when I'm playing a driving simulator without the DK2 on a normal screen, I turn the in-game wheel off and sort of pretend that my real steering wheel is the wheel. So I don't normally experience the virtual hands. But fortunately, developers have kept the virtual hands in games, because a lot of people like to have them on the screen. And with the DK2, you will want to have them on the screen, because otherwise it's like you're a ghost. In fact, if I let go of the steering wheel now with the hands there, that feels really weird. But as soon as I put my hands on the wheel, my mind links up the virtual hands with my real hands, and because the animations, I say, line up to generally what you do in the real world, it's a little bit faster, the animation, but it's good enough. It links up so you really get a nice feeling of the virtual hands being your hands. This is incredible. I mean, the road texture is phenomenal. The actual floor texture looks fantastic through the Rift, because the aerial atom doesn't have has sort of like it's just a cage around you. It's kind of like a car go-kart hybrid. I can see the road right next to me. I'm going to move my microphone out of the way. Looks amazing. Absolutely amazing. You can tell exactly where your wheel is on a monitor. I guess if you're using track IR you can do this a bit, but if you're using a monitor you can't really tell where your wheels are precisely. But with the DK2, I'll just stick my head out the side, or just look through the little hole there, or even just bend over and look inside the car. Absolutely amazing. It's just unbelievable. Every time I play something with the DK2, I don't know, my mind just collapses. It makes it really hard to talk whilst doing these videos. the 3D people, oh, they're waving at me, hello, they look amazing as well. Often in driving games you have 2D people in the stands rather than 3D. On the Oculus Rift you can actually tell that they are 3D. It's really nice how they're picking up the light through the trees. Puddles puddles on the floor, amazing. Oh my god, it looks like real water. It looks like a real puddle. I'm not even driving, but this visually, oh, it's like a visitation from the spirit there. But oh, look how the light is being picked up off the car, and the puddle is capturing the light, and then you can see a reflection of the tree in the puddle. Absolutely incredible. As the NASA spy drone, NSA spy drone flies overhead, and there's the moon. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. The flags look even better in 3D. I mean, for artists and game artists and people that put work into software, developers, the DK2 is really good as well. Not just because it makes games better, but as a player, you can really appreciate the work that goes into these titles. You can really appreciate the 3D model and the detail far, far, far better than you ever could on a normal monitor. It's literally, it just completely transforms it, and I think you can have a lot more respect about games development without even knowing anything about games development. Putting the throttle on, oh, the raindrops. Yes, they're coming. I think they do look as if I'm sort of under a shower a little bit, and they're not in the entire environment, but they still look amazing. And even though they're really, really thin, they look very realistic. And the rain landing on my face is strange, but that adds to it. If I speed up, they should push off. It's as if I'm actually wearing a helmet driving a car. You get a little bit less FOV. God, graphically this looks unbelievable. You get less FOV than if you were wearing a real helmet. Maybe with the consumer version of the Oculus Rift, the FOV will increase. I think they said it probably will. But nonetheless, it's not that far off from what it's like sat in a real car wearing a helmet. Now, I've not sat in a real aerial atom. I've only really sat in a go-kart with a helmet on, so it's hard to draw a direct comparison, but it seems intuitively that that's what it would be like. Absolutely amazing. And they've SMS have not finished fully implementing the DK2 into Project Cars yet, so it's still early days. I feel like I'm getting a bubble bath on my face with these raindrops coming off my helmet. Yeah, it's still early days, so there's still more to be done with this. They're still adding things to it, they're still improving it. Oh my god, the light is... that lens flare looks so much better on a Rift than it does on a screen. Though the lens flare is kind of in the environment rather than on my helmet, but it still looks amazing. And the way the light... The way the ground is reflecting the environment looks unbelievable. This is one of the nicest things I've seen in a virtual environment. Just in terms of raw visuals, absolutely incredible. I mean, as you go through the track and the different types of building and structure are reflected by the road, you get a different sort of emotive feeling because the colours change and it really changes the aspect of the environment. So as you go around the track, it just feels different, and presumably as you change the weather, the tracks are going to have really nice different feels to them depending on the time of day, the weather, what's going on. And that's before you even get to racing. This is just the environment. Absolutely incredible, absolutely unbelievable. The light, although really bright, is fantastic. It just looks great. I'm running out of words to describe this. One thing with the Oculus Rift DK2 is because it's an OLED screen, the contrast of it is really good and a lot better than a TFT screen in terms of the difference between the brights and the darks in the scene. And oh my god, a cloud has just obscured the sun and made where I'm sat darker, and it's exactly like in real life when a storm cloud goes over and the lighting changes. Whoever's responsible at SMS for whoever's done the weather system and whoever's coded the shaders and the lighting, oh my God. I mean, they've done an absolutely bloody fantastic job at the graphics in this. I mean, the clouds are moving. The clouds look a little bit artificial, but, you know, that's nitpicking. The sun now is obscured by atmospheric fog, and so it's more like a glimmering fireball. This been picked up by the curbing and the puddle, and now it's changed from a sort of focal reflection off the floor to something that's been picked up by the puddles, and you're getting that sort of water glimmery effect off the road. Absolutely incredible. I mean, if you haven't, and this isn't running at the full frame rate, so I don't feel fully immersed because I've just turned the graphics on full to look at it visually. But even then, oh my God. Even if you don't like how the cars handle in Project Cars, you know, even if you're not into driving games, even if you don't care, if you've got a DK2, you're going to have to buy Project Cars just to look at the environments. But the sun's getting obscured by the cloud, and now the reflection's going down. I've turned the time up, so this is going at sort of 50 times the speed as it would in real life. Oh no, the sun's gone, the darkness arrives. The blimp's protecting me though from what's about to happen. I'm stopping this video now because it's going to go on forever of me going absolutely crazy. The graphics in this are unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable, and the DK2 allows you to appreciate them so much better than if you're watching it on a screen. I'm going to stop this video, I'm going to upload it, and then I'm going to jump into another one and look at some more stuff in Project Cars. Visually, absolutely. You see your feet moving as well, and lines up to what your real feet are doing. It's a little bit off, but still, it's a nice touch. Absolutely amazing. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to subscribe to my channel. I do a lot of sim racing videos and a lot recently of virtual reality videos because the DK2 is possibly one of the best gaming peripherals or most significant gaming devices to be released in the last 10 or so years. Subscribe and like. Thanks for watching, and goodbye. That was a bit of a frame rate disaster. Fortunately with Project Cars, if you turn the graphics down a bit, it can still look absolutely awesome and run well on mid-end hardware. Nonetheless, to play on the DK2 and record at the same time, it looks like some of us are going to have to beg, steal and borrow to get a faster graphics card.